A New York Knicks move is imminent, as a report has revealed a massive update for the Knicks, as a player on the roster appears to be getting cut so the Knicks can replace him, as one of the fan favorites breaks out for the New York Knicks, and another guy, another fan favorite, is on track to be getting signed by the team as well, and we are going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're part of that 65% that's not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We are so close to 13,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before the end of March. We have a bunch of good videos coming out. You guys do not want to miss out on all the fun content. All that being said, though, let's jump into the video. We have a lot to discuss, as the New York Knicks have found themselves in a situation where their roster is going to be changing once again before the regular season ends, before the playoffs, as recently none other than everyone's favorite New York Knicks insider Ian Begley did a mailbag, and this young New York Knicks content creator who's just the greatest to ever be on YouTube, his name's Chris or something, threw a question in there, and Ian Begley, he answered it, and it was about the likelihood of none other than this man right here, Delon Wright, and his future with the New York Knicks, as the Knicks have a bunch of guards on the roster, and well, it got to this point where the Knicks they're never playing Delon Wright at all. He's sitting at the end of the bench doing practically nothing for the team. He's probably a good veteran to have around. I don't mean to bash him, but it feels like he's just kind of wasting a roster spot in a position that the Knicks do not need in point guard. It was a weird trade at the time when the Knicks traded Jericho Sims for Delon Wright. It wasn't surprising to see Jericho get moved, but for Delon Wright, it was, because it felt like Jericho was just going to get moved for cap space or moved for some sort of forward or something, and instead, that's just not what happened. The Knicks took back Delon Wright and Hugo Bassan's draft rights. Bassan is an interesting player who the Knicks will see come over for the Summer League, which is going to be very exciting to watch. But until then, this Jericho Sims trade just kind of felt like nothing happened, because now the Knicks just have a different guy burning a hole in a roster spot while the Knicks are not playing him. Well, taking a dive into what Ian Begley said on the matter, he said that with the way the contracts are lining up for PJ Tucker in the second apron, which the Knicks cannot exceed this year because of the Mikal Bridges trade, there will be enough room under the second apron for the Knicks to waive a player like Delon Wright and add a player late in the regular season in the last week, maybe in the last day of the regular season. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know every intricate detail of the NBA salary cap. I don't. I'm going to be honest. I know a good amount about it. Do I know everything? No. And if you guys want the best breakdown on it, this is a guy who Ian Begley promotes constantly. Yossi Golzlan is excellent at this stuff. He broke down that essentially the Knicks, the way the salary cap works, after that deadline, after that March 1st deadline where the Knicks could sign another player, had they waited a bit, they'd be able to sooner sign a second player as well to their team for those prorated veteran minimum deals. Now, as we know, the Knicks opted to sign PJ Tucker. Tucker has not really played with the Knicks, and more than anything has been a veteran leader and a guy that you want to have around the locker room for the Knicks, and that's going to be his role. He's not really going to get playing time as it all kind of unfolds, and the Knicks are more just using him as a guy to have for the general excitement and vibe of the team. Well, the Knicks, they still need some more talent on this team, and there's a few positions of need that they could use. The biggest one, of course, is going to be that center position with Ariel Hukporti out and Mitchell Robinson still recovering from injury. The Knicks are fairly thin at center. This is where Moses Brown comes in. The New York Knicks have looked at Moses Brown consistently, but not made a move yet for him. And now this is the time, especially with them waiving a position they don't need in point guard. You bring in a position you do need in a backup big man. Now, taking a look at what else Begley said, he said, if the Knicks wanted to add another free agent and they saw an opportunity to do so, they would have to waive a player like Delon Wright for the reasons that Chris mentioned. Yes, Chris is in me. Oh yeah! They will have the opportunity to do that based on how the contracts are lining up. I just got way too excited that Ian Begley mentioned me. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty cool. I know I make YouTube videos myself. Doesn't matter. Ian Begley's the man. We all know he's the best at this. So, just super cool. I'm really excited. Shout out Ian Begley, man. That was so awesome. But look, where Ian Begley kind of mentions this, he's right. Like, Delon Wright is the guy that you'd move, and it definitely makes sense for the Knicks to do this so they could add another player. I mean, Delon Wright, again, no shade against him, but why do the Knicks have him on the roster? He's putting up 2.3 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.6 assists, shooting 28% from the field and 25% from three. It's not like he's doing a whole lot. Yes, the defense is very good, but it's not like he's in there in key moments playing perimeter defense. The Knicks have OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart. They don't desperately need perimeter defense that they're going to put a guy who shoots 28% from the field and 25% from three out on the floor. That's just not happening, guys. So where the Knicks stand, it makes sense to waive Delon Wright, and the Knicks have had interest in Moses Brown in the past. With Begley saying, this was a few weeks ago now, with Ariel Hukporti out for several weeks in the Knicks center position while getting healthier soon with the impending return of Mitchell Robinson, who is now back but not playing back-to-back games, are rather thin at the moment. One player on their radar to fill its 15th roster spot is Moses Brown, and Moses Brown absolutely should be filling the spot. Now, looking at the point guard situation, the Knicks just, again, they don't need another point guard. They have Deuce McBride backing up Jalen Brunson when Brunson and McBride are both healthy. Right now, neither of them are, but Deuce is averaging 9.4 points with 2.5 of rebounds, 3 assists per game, shooting 37% from three and 40% from the field. So he's playing well. Obviously, the excellent perimeter defense is a big thing also. And on top of that, you also have Cameron Payne, who's been starting with the Knicks, putting up 7 points per game, 3 assists, shooting 40% from the field and 36% from three, with a nice 37.5% on those corner threes as well. And when you keep looking, you also see that Tyler Kolek over these last couple of games is averaging 3 points per game, which isn't some big whoa, but he is averaging 8.5 assists with not a single turnover to look at. Yeah, the shooting percentages aren't good, but the Knicks are going with Tyler Kolek over Delon Wright, so it doesn't really matter if the shooting percentages aren't good. Clearly, the Knicks prefer Kolek over Delon Wright anyway, so that's 4 point guards. I know Deuce mainly is playing shooting guard this year, but he has played point guard when Brunson went down, and he's been the starting point guard. So it's 4 point guards over Delon Wright. Meanwhile, the Knicks have Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson if it's not a back-to-back, Precious Achiuwa, who plays if Mitchell Robinson doesn't play, and that's it. You have no other big men. So what do you do? And especially when Precious is a 6'8 big man, you solve the problem by adding Moses Brown. Moses Brown deserves a roster spot with the New York Knicks, and there's no other way around it. I mean, recently, Moses Brown, a few days ago, first player in Knicks history, in Westchester Knicks history, to score 25-plus points and have 25-plus rebounds in a game, having 27 points and 28 rebounds while shooting 69% from the field. This is what he's been doing on a regular basis. Moses Brown is going absolutely nuclear in Westchester, and for no reason at all, the Knicks just haven't acknowledged it. They've just decided to look in other directions when Moses Brown is showing a lot for this Knicks team. The Knicks picked him up because they wanted Moses Brown. They liked the way he played. He's from New York. He went to Archbishop Malloy High School, where I almost went. I didn't, but I almost did. And where everything shapes out, it's just clearly the move to bring this guy up. You need more big man depth. Why do you not just call up Moses Brown? I get it. Precious is a wonky power forward, but you can play him there in a pinch, and Moses Brown can just play center for the Knicks and give them more rebounding, especially which is going to help in games that Mitchell Robinson is out because of back-to-backs, and also just with the playoffs to have more big man depth in case Mitch gets in foul trouble, in case Cat is struggling and the Knicks need more big men out there. This is when you call up Moses Brown, and it just makes all the sense in the world to me that the Knicks would do this, and they're just yet to so far. Brown is playing awesome in the G League, putting up 18 points and 16 rebounds per game. Remember just a few weeks ago when this was 15 and 15? Yeah, he's playing so well now it's 18 and 16. The man is going insane. He deserves to be an NBA player. I've been saying this for years, well before he was affiliated with the Knicks. I've been a big fan of Moses Brown dating back to the first time he was on Portland. I thought he was great. The Knicks have a clear option here. It's add Moses Brown, who runs a pick and roll well, is a great roll man off of the pick and roll. Really, like, kind of just sets that screen, rolls off that pick and roll very quickly, and it leads to a lot of lob opportunities for Moses Brown. He's an excellent offensive rebounder as well. He kind of moves like when Mitchell Robinson was younger, like really thin, really lanky, good at kind of reaching that arm over and getting those offensive rebounds pulled down, loves to catch a lob, kind of sloppy, not going to lie, but at the same time, he makes up for it with all the natural talent and athleticism that he has in his bag, which is really, really useful for this team. Now, Brown did play for the Mavericks this season. He also played for the Pacers, but in less minutes. He played for the Mavericks and averaged 12 points and 8 rebounds per game with 1 steal, shooting 74% true shooting and 72% from the field in general. His final 2 games, he got 20-plus minutes. One of them, he got 30-plus. The game he played 31 minutes, he had 20 points and 11 rebounds. The game he played 22 minutes, he had 18 points and 9 rebounds. So he's performing in these minutes that he's getting. Those per 36 numbers are going to be real nice. Now, are the Knicks going to play him 36 minutes? No. But is he going to play a good amount of minutes? Sometimes. Is he going to be useful for depth more than Delon Wright? Absolutely. So this is clearly the move if you ask me. I want to see this happen so badly. But what do you guys want? When the Knicks waive Delon Wright, which I expect them to, who do you want to see the New York Knicks add to this team? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, guys, and go Knicks.